Yes, what I am doing is nothing new, as many people have covered this topic already, but I wanted to do it, but not just to show the stupidity of people at the shops, but also the same stupidity online as well. The year is 2020. A virus from Wuhan spreads across the globe. All nations closed their borders. Entire cities went into lockdown, some more than others. And where I live, in New South Wales, this was one of the places where it lost its mind. Today, I will be re-looking at one of the more stupid chapters in modern Australian history. Not the bushfires, not even the lockdowns that we all got stuck in. I'm talking about the great Australian toilet paper shortage of 2020. And if you weren't here, or you're emotionally blocking it out, depends, then perhaps someone can explain to me how an island nation with a functional supply chain briefly forgot how to wipe. Life was simple. You walked into your local supermarket, be it Woolies, Coles, IGA, Aldi, Franklin's. Okay, maybe not the last one. You went to grab a 24-pack of toilet paper. It was just another day in the calendar. No one questioned it. No one ordered it. No one fought over it. We were all so innocent back then. We were all naive. And this is how it started. One person bought 2 packs, another sees them and then goes and buys 3 packs. By the end of the week, some gibberer from bump middle of town has 128 rolls in the garage and the suspicious look in their eyes. But in all honesty, at the beginning of 2020, around February or March, give or take, as the Kung flu was spreading globally and the lockdowns began, the over-panicked Karens started to panic, buy the essential items like toilet paper, hand sanitizer, masks, food, while the actual humans with common sense suffered with not being able to purchase these items to get by their day. Supermarket shelves all around the world were bare ass empty. Australia, the US, Canada, UK, and beyond. This in-demand surge was part of the panic buying phenomenon. Eventually, all this nonsense led into limits with warnings like this. A lot of Aussies took this seriously, and no thanks to the panic Karens, we all got stuck with this. But even then, most of us were still struck out. Some people tried to circumvent this with things like multiple trips into the supermarket, but with the panic Karens, it became about misunderstandings and egotistical narcissism. So what else is new? Well, if shortages of essential items were bad, then the online and social media bullshit set it in concrete. Where to begin? Perhaps we could start with the price gouging in the online marketplace listings. I did manage to get a heap of screenshots on an old phone I was using at the time before online marketplaces like eBay and Gumtree removed the listings due to all the gouging and exploiting in the current situation everyone was facing. Things the online marketplaces used to track down these price gouges online were things like algorithmic filters, manual reviewing, and of course people reporting the listings. Well, till they all decided to make the restrictions on these listings temporary at least. Those who were hosting the listings, who were gouging and exploiting everyone, were threatened with account bans. So let's have a Captain Cook at some of these listings, shall we?
We now join our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
And then you have the social media aspect to all this. The panic Karens, or hoarders, whatever you want to call them, were also the targets who either didn't help the situation or became the butt of the joke of what was happening.
We used regular toilet paper, not that fancy quilted kind.
Where are they? Tell me what. FBI, open up! Oh my gosh, no, please!
See you in hell, sick boys!
I want to give advice to every Australian that's buying toilet paper. This shit stops infection. Why is this here?
We now join our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
Unfortunately, as much as we want to laugh at how terrible this time was, it still had its moments where the stupidity of people showed itself. Now we come to the part I was kind of dreading, seeing one of the ugly sides of this whole schmozzle. This was all over the news at the time, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. But we had the fight of the Karens over toilet paper. An actual argument and fight in a supermarket over toilet paper. Fair dinkum. This moment in time made Australia a laughingstock. And what's worse? It was here in a Sydney suburb, Bankstown of all places. You know what? I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's move on from this embarrassment. Here is the thing though. Australia manufactures its toilet paper locally. Eventually, once things settled down, the supply started to sort itself out. Factories were coming back online, the shelves started to get refilled again, the limits eased, almost everyone calmed down except the panic Karens. They didn't make it any easier. It was never a supply crisis in the first place. It was a confidence crisis. People were not buying toilet paper, hand sanitizer, masks, etc. because they needed it. They were buying it because everyone else was buying it. I sometimes wonder about human psychology and how wild it can get, honestly. Is there a lesson in all this? That society is fragile. That panic spreads faster than the virus ever will. That people will lose their over bathroom supplies. Maybe. But mostly, we have learned that if there ever is another global crisis, for the love of God, invest in a bidet.